Here's my entry into the Great Guitar Build-Off of 2021. I'm not a fan of big, thick-bodied acoustics. I've never liked the way they felt. So, consequently, I rarely ever play them. I decided to make my own acoustic, and I thought, you know, I'll make one of those, my version of one of those Strat acoustic guitars. So I took a Squire SE and as a donor guitar, which of course is a very cheap entry-level guitar, and I turned it into a hollow body acoustic electric. There is a piezo bridge, single volume. I have put on Wilkinson tuners. I have put on a quilted maple top and back. Now the guitar is functional, but unfortunately it's not playable. The donor guitar had some problems, and I didn't realize it had those problems. I assumed, you know, since that guitar style has been made for 70 years, there wouldn't be machining issues, but there were machining issues with the neck pocket. And while it fit side to side and it felt like it was tight, I've actually got a positive break angle on this, and somebody has cut the nut way down in order to compensate. And unfortunately, I have action that's like 1/4 of an inch high down here, and yet almost hitting the frets right here, plus the E string and the B string quite readily pop out of the nut. So, while it does work, it'll work through an amp, it'll work acoustically. Unfortunately, I can't play it until I fix those issues, and I just don't have time in this build-off. I also plan to add binding. And, you know, I've discovered that there is a slight headstock dive, because this guitar is probably the lightest guitar I've ever played. The body is so light, the head just wants to pull down. So I'm going to remove the ferrules, and I'm going to add a brass block in here, so I'll be able to put a good 3/4 of a pound of brass back into this back area of the neck, or the body. That way I can go ahead and compensate for this headstock. And it will still be a feed through, you know, a string through design, and it'll have that nice gold look and match all the other hardware. So, unfortunately, I can't do a playing demo, but I do have a photo montage that will follow this video, you know, showing how I got to this point. You know, it was kind of a fun thing to do. Unfortunately, a lot of things in life get in the way, you know, work, family, and all those things. So I didn't have the time to spend to get this to this point a month ago, so I would have had the chance to fix it. So what I'm hoping to do is in the next month, maybe month and a half, be able to go ahead and correct these problems, remachine the neck pocket, get it proper, get the angle out of it, and replace this nut with probably a brass nut so the color coordination will work, and recut it so that it's proper height. I've just got a few things to take care of, and you know, I'll get to it next month.